Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Wednesday, the 15th of February, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, El Camino Willett in focus. And in our feature for this evening, Bank of Nevis sponsors inter-high schools meet. We'll take this break and I'll be right back.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. Gudakesh Motie spun West Indies to a 1-0 series win as they wrapped up the second test match against Zimbabwe by an innings and 4 runs. Motie, playing his third test match, returned figures of 7 for 37 and 6 for 62 as West Indies won the match convincingly inside of 3 days, despite rain wiping out large durations on the second and third days. His figures of 13 for 99 are also the best in a test match by a West Indies spinner as he went past Sonny Ramadhin, 11 for 152 against England all the way back in 1950. Summarized scores: West Indies 292, Chase 70, Reefer 53, Nayuchi 5 for 56, Mavuta 3 for 73. Beat Zimbabwe 115 all out. Kai got 38, Motie 7 for 37, Holder 2 for 18, and 173 all out. Irvin 72, Kai 43, Motie 6 for 62. West Indies won by an innings and 4 runs. Meanwhile, Cricket West Indies men's selection panel named 2 newcomers, Alec Athanaze and Akeem Jordan, in the 15-member squad for the upcoming 2-test series against South Africa. Athanaze, the left-handed batter, is the captain of the Windward Islands Volcanoes, while Jordan, the right-arm seam bowler, plays for Barbados Pride. The full squad reads: Craig Brathwaite, captain; Jermaine Blackwood, vice-captain; Alec Athanaze, Tajinarayan Shandapal, Ruston Chase, Joshua Da Silva, Shannon Gabriel, Jason Holder, Akeem Jordan, Alzari Joseph, Kyle Mayers, Gudakesh Motie, Raymond Reefer, Kemar Roach, and Devon Thomas. In terms of that tour to South Africa, well, the schedule, 21st to the 24th February, they take on the South Africa Invitational 11, 28th February to 4th March, the first test match, 8th to 12th March, the second test match. Then on the 16th of March, the first one-day match, the 18th of March, the second one-day match, 21st of March, the third one-day match, 25th of March, the first T20, 26th of March, second T20, 28th of March, the third T20. We now feature this interview with the great El Camino Willett. The distinct honor and privilege is indeed mine in the presence of the one and only El Camino Tonito Willett. First of all, Elko, because I know that some Nevisians may be a little bit confused for those who are not into the historical data of the name. El Camino Tonito suggests Spanish. And we do have a lot of people from Santo Domingo around. Could you give us a little bit of a historical background about that name?
Yeah, well, El Camino Tonito came from Santo Domingo. My father used to live there in the early 1930s or something like that. I think he went down there with his father and some other siblings, and he brought back that name, El Camino Tonito.
Wow. And that name rings such a huge bell now, not only in Nevis, but throughout the entire world when cricket is mentioned. Now, Elko, tell us a little bit about your feelings today, being so honored. Stephen Samanas certainly did a magnificent job. Your feelings, receiving that book this morning, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, as someone said a little earlier, I'm kind of overwhelmed, with the occasion, very proud moment. And I said, Steve would do a good job. I don't have to wait to read that book to know that he has done a good job. Because, he does things thoroughly. And, I'm really glad to be featured in that book. And I know it's gonna be a good seller. Because, persons know Steve and what he's capable of, and you know. And the cricket fans would be happy to pick up a book like that, I know, and it is not expensive.
Yeah, it's going at a dirt cheap price of
Yes.
$29.99.
Yes, when I heard the price, you know, I said, what?
For all that?
Yeah, very good price. Well, he's making it affordable for persons to buy.
Now, Elko, talk to me a little bit about the book itself. It's called Father, Son, and Offsprings. You're the son. Johnny Howell is the father. What about your interactions with Mr. Howell? How well did you know him? Did you interact with him at all? How did you fall in place in terms of the father and the son?
Yeah. Well, I actually used to work for him.
I wondered about that. I told Steve, I believe so, but I think he said Derek.
School.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually worked
For him?
here at the
Okay.
Texaco gas station. And we spoke a lot about cricket, you know. When I had time to pass by him there, he's always by that window where he lived there in Charlestown. And I would go by, you know, from time to time, and, you know, we spoke a lot about cricket. And one thing he always told me that I must try and get my average below 3 runs per over.
Wow.
And I was very conscious of that when I played, you know, and I think I would have achieved that, or maybe a 3 runs per over the most, many times, you know. Yeah, he always felt, you know, a bowler should be less than 3 runs per over.
I also get the impression that he was a very generous man. Did he influence you in more ways than just talking? Did he help to buy you a couple of pads or cricket flannels, anything? Did he help in any way?
Well, he would have helped, yes, with a little extra cash here and there, so I could have bought certain things, you know. Yeah, as you said, he was very generous, yes. You know, he gave me that job because he was into cricket and he liked the cricket thing and he felt he should help cricketers.
Nice.
You know, so yes, I would have received, you know,
Some
maybe
assistance.
some assistance from him.
And finally, we go to the Offsprings. I'm certain that you're proud that you opened the whole gate, floodgate, for people like Sir Andy, Sir Viv, and all those from Nevis who have passed through the gate since you. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm very proud to have, as you said, opened the gate for people like Viv and Andy who have been really great cricketers for the West Indies at the top level in the world, you know. And from others from the rest of the Leeward Islands and Nevis in particular now, we have produced 6 other West Indian players since me. You know, I'm very proud to have been the first. You know.
And approaching 50 years since that historic occasion, Willett, your thoughts on approaching 50?
I can't believe it has been that long. You know,
It's like yesterday.
Time flies, really. I remember in St. Vincent that day when it was Corriett, I think, I heard the crowd, you know, sort of uproar, and Corriett was feeling near the boundary side, and he came and told me that somebody in the crowd told him I had made the West Indies team for the next Test match, you know, and you know, I couldn't believe it in a way. You know, it happened so suddenly. Even though I was doing pretty well at that time. We were playing against Jamaica in St. Vincent at that time, and that innings there, I got 6 wickets too. 6 for 40, yes. You know. So, well, and I had played against them earlier in the President's 11 match, and I played against them for the Leewards in Antigua, and I did fairly well.
Okay.
You know. So, you know, it was really...
And then that moment when you came home, I'm sure Steve was there as well, we were at Grove Park when they had this big ceremony. I think they even gave you a car.
I think we had a motorcade.
Which
when
ended
I
at the
came
park.
in.
Yeah.
And the folks in St. Thomas donated a car to me.
And you couldn't even drive. You couldn't even drive at it.
No. The folks in St. Thomas, then, you know, Nevisions down there, they donated a car.
Wow. Well, Willett, and finally, I remember a long time ago we did an interview, and you told me that the cricketers nowadays, present-day cricketers, they seem to be more interested, I'm using your words, in the bling. Not wanting to dedicate themselves to the sacrifice and so on. I want you to look into the camera. There's some young prospects still here in Nevis. What would be your words for them to follow in your footsteps?
Well, they need to go out and work hard at their game and forget about the blings, as you talk about the fancy shades and the bracelet and the chain and so on. You know, when I was coming up, along those days, most of us youngsters, we worked hard at our cricket. We played cricket every day, possible, you know, if it was possible. Sometimes from sun up until sundown, and sometimes we'll get mad when it gets dark, that we couldn't continue. And I told somebody some time ago that if we had the lights at the park then, we would have played until morning. You know, because we like the game so much. Yeah, you know, they need to work hard at the game, you know. I'm like the youngsters these days in primary school, I notice they're not playing enough cricket on their own, you know. Like the youngsters, their child sometimes telling your boys need to go and play cricket. You have a big role up there and they hardly play any cricket. Wow. Only the youngsters, like grade 1, grade 2, who would play a little cricket up there. The bigger boys need to play cricket. You know, I mean, I'm disappointed in that these youngsters are not really playing cricket. Because they can make a decent living these days out of cricket too. There's so much money in the game these days. Exactly. You know, the young fellas who are interested in cricket, they really need to put in that work because it could be very rewarding, you know.
Thank you so much, Elko. And on behalf of the people of Nevis and by extension, the cricketing fraternity around the world, we want to say thank you very much for your contribution to Nevis cricket, Leeward Islands cricket, Combined Islands cricket, West Indies cricket, and cricket in the world in general. Thank you so much. Congratulations as we approach the 50th. And we say all the best. God bless you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And there's a new gym in town. Well, not quite town, but let's take in this. Well, we are over in the Windward area of the island in the St. James's Parish, down by the Lefco buildings. And I'm with a man called Hero. And he would have recently started this gym here. Hero, tell us when this gym started, what's the name of the gym, etc.
Yeah, so the name of the gym is Health is Wealth Fitness Center. We opened the 23rd of January, right, which would have been last month. The name came from, basically we're trying to get people to understand that health is the #1 priority. For the simple fact, if we do not have health, everything else is irrelevant, right? And that, of course, optimum health, of course, will give you wealth, right? Because the more you're healthy you are, the more wealth you can provide for yourself and for people around you, right? And the more value you can give to other people as well. So therefore, you automatically become wealthy.
So what inspired this gym? Are you always into fitness? Are you a fitness guru? Did you go overseas and get the idea, or how did this come about?
Yeah, so I've always been into fitness from a young age. I played American football. I've did some amateur boxing in America. I've ran track internationally in America. I've always been into fitness, you know. That's one of the reasons why they call me Hero, because I've always looked the part. I've always liked to do unbelievable stuff physically, right? Yeah, so fitness is my thing. This is my passion. This is what I like to do, and this is what I will continue to do for the rest of my days.
And what about the gym? What inspired you to get actually into the gym?
Well, my initial thing was to buy some equipment just to put in the yard after COVID, because after COVID, you know, most people, we got a belly, and you know, it was just terrible. I didn't look like the hero, so I said, okay, well, instead of, you know, me alone getting to be fit. Let me,
Help some others.
yes, let me help the community. And another thing was, there's no gym on this side,
All
right?
the gyms are in town.
Right. All the gyms are in town or at
Gingerland.
Zion Gingerland area. So I figured, come on, man, we have to go so far to get to a gym. So why not give value to other people? Let's help our community to be more active, and more healthy. So that was one of the reasons.
Well, let's talk a little bit about money now. Talking about wealth. So how has the idea caught on? How many clients you have at this point? And what's the cost? Just in case there's somebody who is looking on and says, hey, I didn't know there was a gym right in St. James's, right in my neighborhood. What's the cost and how do you open, the days, the hours, etc.?
Right. Okay. Well, the cost is $100 EC monthly, right? We're open from 5:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock
In the
p.m.
evening.
Right, in the
Okay.
evening, right? And that is Mondays to Fridays. On weekends, we open from 9 to 3, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Right? So we have group trainings in the afternoon. That is inclusive of the $100.
Wow.
Right? We have group training in the afternoon, 3 days a week, right? Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So those who have that time, we put it at that time, so when people get off work, they can come and enjoy the fresh air
That's
outside.
between 5 and 6.
Yeah, between 5 and 6, and then from 6:15 to 7:15. So it's 2 sessions actually, just in case somebody trickle in.
later.
Right. There you go.
And the outdoors, those group sessions are done out here on the outside.
Right. Correct.
On the outside.
Yeah, correct. The group sessions are done on the outside. We do more functional fitness training than anything, right? We're trying to get the whole body to move, not just lifting weights. We're trying to actually get fit and not just bulk up, right? And we deal with strictly plant-based protein. We also have some protein shakes that we sell after the workout. People want to regain those minerals and those essential vitamins that's needed to lose weight and burn fat at the same time. So yeah.
And
Yeah.
those costs like what?
The cost for those shakes is $10. We have teas, we have coffee, and of those sorts. Come on down and take a look. And
Nice. Tell us about some of the equipment on the inside now. I did take a look at them, but in terms of naming them, what type of equipment you have inside for the folks?
right. Okay, so we have treadmills, of course. We have spin bikes, leg press. We have glute machines for all you ladies. You want to tone up and get that beach body. We have squat racks. We have ab machines. We have, the basic essential equipment that you need for a gym
Okay.
to build your whole body.
It's all here.
Yeah, and it's more to come.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, Hero, thank you very much for being the hero for St. James's for opening this gym. And the cost, I must say, is dirt cheap, $100 per month, People buy $100 worth of card curls or something else. So they could use $100 on something more beneficial to them. So thank you very much, and we look forward to certainly the community coming out. They're coming out in the numbers so far. People are responding.
Yes, they are actually. We have only been open for 3 weeks. People are trickling in. It's something new, so they come and they see.
Tell their friends, I guess.
Yeah, they tell their friends, but it's trickling in. We see big things. We see big things for Health as Well Fitness Center. We see big things.
Well, congratulations and all the best going forward.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
War between cats and dogs. What is this place?
Well, I'm back, and tonight athletics is in the spotlight. A brief but very significant ceremony was held at the conference room of the Bank of Nevis on Tuesday, the 14th February. On that day, CEO of the bank, Mr. Everett Martin, officially handed over a sponsorship check to the tune of $20,000 to the Minister of Sports and Education, the Honorable Troy Liburd. Let's take in this.
Thank you for coming today. We have some very exciting news for you today. Once again, the Bank of Nevis Limited has partnered with the Nevis Island Administration. I don't want to give out all of the exciting news. So before I go into that, I want to hand over to the CEO of the Bank of Nevis Limited, Mr. L. Everett Martin, and he will brief you further.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones, and allow me to adopt the protocol already established and just to welcome everyone here to the Bank of Nevis Limited. The Bank of Nevis Limited, of course, is pleased to once again sponsor the Inter-High Championship here on Nevis. The philosophy of the Bank of Nevis is that corporate social responsibility is an integral part of our strategy to improve the quality of life of our people here on Nevis. And of course, we also recognize that sports is important as well for the development of our young people. And so the Bank of Nevis intends to continue to partner with the Department of Sports and of course the Nevis Island Administration to sponsor the Inter-High Championship. And we're looking forward to a very competitive championship this year. We want to wish the Department of Sports, the Minister of Sports, Nevis Island Administration, all the organizers, the athletes, a successful championship. And we, of course, look to continue the partnership in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Martin. And now we will have the presentation or the handing over of the check. So get ready. Wow, I must say that check is very heavy. So I will now hand it over for the final remarks, or the closing remarks from the Honorable Mr. Troy Liburd, Minister of Education and Sports.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones, and a pleasant good day to everybody. CEO of the Bank of Nevis, Mr. Martin, of course, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Director of Sports, and our two young persons who are the co-chairs of the Inter-High School Championship, Miss Nicola Fraser and Mr. Alj Newton. I want to welcome all of you. On behalf of the Nevis Island Administration and the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Sports, I want to say thank you. A heartfelt thank you to the Bank of Nevis. We certainly appreciate your partnership over the years with us on the Inter-High School Championship and your partnership again with us this year. I think it will go a long way towards assisting the young people of Nevis. $20,000 is not a small sum at all, and so we greatly appreciate the Bank of Nevis coming forward as a corporate entity in Nevis. Of course, the Bank of Nevis is our bank, it's called the Bank of Nevis. So it's for all of us as Nevisians and people living here in Nevis. And we certainly appreciate the fact that you are fulfilling your role as a corporate entity in, looking out for the young people of Nevis. Of course, the young people are the future of the island, and Bank of Nevis has a stake in ensuring that that future is a bright future. We're looking forward to 2 days of exciting, fun, and sporting activities on Nevis. The dates are the 11th and 12th of March, and it's going to be at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, the Mondo track. And we are hopeful that we would be able to come to the Bank of Nevis sometime in the future as we look to developing that facility over there. So I know that the Bank of Nevis, of course, would be happy to partner with the NIA. So we're looking forward to doing some work there in the future. And again, Mr. Martin, I want to, thank you, and also to congratulate the bank on, the exceptional work that you continue to do here in Nevis. We greatly appreciate your support.
All right, greetings everyone. We're taking this opportunity to invite everyone out to the opening ceremony for the Inter-High School Championships. The captain, Chair, is going to give you some more information on this ceremony that is going to be taking place on the 10th of March.
Okay, good day everyone. As Mr. Newton would have indicated, the opening ceremony for the Nevis Inter-High School Championship, sponsored by the Bank of Nevis, would take place on the 10th of March, right here in Charlestown. This event would begin at the administration building and conclude off the area of Bank of Nevis, close to the tourism building. So we again want to invite the general public. It begins at 2 p.m., so see you there. The actual events for this Bank of Nevis Inter-High School Championship would take place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, also known as the Mondo track, and on both days, the 11th and 12th of March, events begin at 12 noon. So definitely we want you to come on out early, because Nevis Athletic Stadium gets a bit chilly down in the late, so 12 noon events begin on both days.
See you there.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.